Hello and welcome to a new tutorial video presented by Stein Investments. This one is about EasyTrade, our really amazing trade manager that simplifies the risk management that is essential for every serious trader. And this is the second tutorial from our side because we are already at version 1.22 and there have been so many changes since the very first release that I thought it makes sense to create a new one. So let's dive into the settings that come with version 1.22. And of course we start with the magic number here and the strategy which will be used as trade command and also in the folder structure where the screenshots are saved that are taken automatically when you open a new trade. This helps to track your trades you've done with dedicated strategies and makes trade reviewing a lot more comfortable for you, and you don't have to sort and check which one was for which strategy. I'll show you a practical example later in this video because I'm currently comparing two AI methods for the market analysis. One is Claude.AI and the other one is ChatGPT, and I use the trade manager here for each strategy with a different magic number and a different strategy name. So if it comes to trade opening, you have the choice to require a profit target or not. I would enable this one. And you can also say I want to have a spread filter enabled, which protects you from unpleasant spreads during news times or because your broker charges very high spreads, and we set 5 pips as default limit, which is still very high, but in some exotic gold symbols you can reach this easily. Here is the parameter for the screenshots I spoken earlier about. Then we have the trade close settings where we can also set a spread filter, which is here set to false. I can enable this one as well, and here the spread limit is doubled because we think you might close your trades more usual in times with a lower volatility at the end of a trading session, and so the spread might be higher and you don't want to have spread close operations be blocked by high spreads, and so we double the limit here, but you can change it to any value you like. Here you can ask for a separate confirmation for the close operation. I set this to false, but you can enable it if you want to avoid accidentally closes. Then we have the risk and volume settings, and here we might have to change the sorting because risk and volume is at first, in my opinion at least, a risk from the percentage of your account size, and I usually trade 0.25% on each trade. Why so less? Because I usually run 5 to 8 trades depending on the setup and depending what I'm currently doing, and so this accumulates, and with 8 trades you still have 2% risk, and this is enough in my opinion, but you can also change this to any value you like. The point about the higher risk allowed is that we have a tolerance value. Imagine you are trading an interesting opportunity and the calculated maximum risk based on the settings below is $20, and you place your stop loss, and this would result in a stop of $21. Without this risk tolerance, the trade would not be allowed, and to avoid that we said, okay, we add another 5% of this 0.25% here, so a trade with $21 would be allowed, while a trade with 22 is not, because this is already 10% more risk than you initially defined. So this is just a parameter where you can fine-tune this a bit. Then we have our trades basket settings, where you can decide how you like to have your trades managed. And you can do this based on an amount in money, using percentage balance, or in pips. I'm usually trading this in real money and say I protect my profits with a basket trailing. So if the profit exceeded 20, 30, 40, $50, then the trailing value is in this case 5. Let's say I use 30 here, and I want to trade this with a $10 tolerance. So if I achieve $30 of profit, $20 are saved for sure. Because if the prices move in a different direction and the floating profit drops, the trade manager EasyTrade will close all your trades to save these $20 of profit with the basket trailing. Another option is to set a basket profit target, and so I would say I'm aiming for $50 of profit, and if this profit is reached, all trades will be closed automatically. Another function I use very often is this time-based exit, because I'm usually closing my trades before the next session starts, and to do so I can just choose the date and then set the corresponding time I want to have this trade closed. In my case, this is 2 p.m. and the basket close timeout is 10 minutes. So if it doesn't succeed in the first attempt, it will try to close your trades for 10 minutes, which is way more than enough, because usually this works for the very first time and then you are done. The settings here below are all related to the design, like the button sequence. So you can define how you want to have the buttons sorted, which kind of lines you want to see, which colors you like to see, etc. And this is interesting because these are the line labels, and I go here for 10 as font size, so you can see the information easier than with the default value. Everything else is up to your experiments, and I would say we'll have a look at the EasyTrade panel now. Here in the upper left corner is the current market time. Here's the symbol we are currently dealing with. Then we have the current spread, the strategy name, and the magic number. We have buttons for buy and sell. Then these ones are deactivated currently because we have no open trades, and so there is no reason to have close symbol or close basket open. Here is the tip section, and every time you hover around an active element, you see start buy set or start sell setup, you get an information what this icon is about. The same is here the report panel. Then you can also go for a really compact panel style without all this information. And here is a screenshot function where you can just trigger the button to take a screenshot of your chart without taking a trade. I will enable the basket report here, and then I would say we go with a sell trend here in this example, and here you see where the stop loss will be placed, how much it is in pips, what the result in volume is, and you see it's marked red because the allowed risk is $22.82, and with a stop loss that high, even with 0.01 lots, would result in around $54. So this is way too high, and that's why this trade isn't allowed. Here you see the line becomes white because this is in a range where the trade is allowed. And so if I want to place the stop loss, if I want to place my trade here, I place the stop loss here, set my profit target, and then it will be executed. So trade is set, and we see here at the bottom some interesting information. The current floating profit for this strategy, the total profit, this also considers already closed trades, then the maximum profit achieved so far, the total risk of all trades with this magic number, then the target profit, which is here $50, and this also tells you the current floating profit, how far or how close it is to the $50 profit target. So and now I'll show you how this usually looks in my regular trading setup here with the indicators on the right side and the trade panel here on the left side. All of our panels can be moved easily around, and I would say we'll go with the latest recommendations from ChatGPT based on the Easy Insight data, another awesome tool we provide. And it recommended British pound, Japanese yen, taking a sell trade, and I will do so here. And then to look for a profit target on the downside, I will take this one just for example. And then we switch to Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, where we like to open a buy trade here. The chart is a bit unresponsive due to the recording right now, but no big deal. You won't have these issues if you run the tools on your chart. So also done, and you see how easy it is. I have here a special setup where I named the strategy so I can easily identify the trades, what was the basis for the decision, and I have here ChatGPT with a dedicated magic number, and in the data folder of my terminal I have a folder EasyTrade. There is the folder ChatGPT, and then it's sorted by the dates, and here you'll see, let's sort it by date, and then you'll see these are the last trades: Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, and the British pound, yen before. So trade reviewing is also piece of cake, and that's it for the current version 1.22. More features will follow. We are currently preparing great stuff, and so I hope you stay tuned. And it's also an awesome, beautiful tool I really love to trade with, and I hope you'll do so as well. In case of questions, drop us a line, and I can only encourage everyone having a look at our central information hub here. Welcome at Stein Investments. You'll find the link below this video, and there we share all the content we provide, strategies, all the tools we have, and in the brand new section you'll find EasyTrade, MT4, MT5, the tutorial video, and the chat group for this tool. So give it a try, and I'll see you in the next one.